What's up, everybody? 32 Icon here. I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. In good faith that I will continue bringing you great content. Oh, and I'm just another YouTube personality, so take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, okay? All right, so today we're going to talk about starting a YouTube channel, right? So I hear that many of you guys want advice on starting a YouTube channel. So today is the day that I help you out with your dream, if it's your dream at all. But I'm going to help you out. All right, but before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys to go to Better Hosters. Listen, I truly believe they have the best hosters in the business. All right. If you don't know, ooh, that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. Let me do that again. There we go. If you don't know, this is an inside the waistband. This is their light tuck holster. All right. And look at that pattern on there. Oh my goodness. And look how the curves of the holster matches the firearm. This is a CZ PO1 Omega. All right, with the decocker. So you have the decocker up here, the trigger guard. Man, just look how it just curves to that firearm. But anyway, if you want to check out this holster and more, or even their t-shirts, click the link in the pinned comments. I can't put them in the description because YouTube be tripping. So go to the pinned comments, check out the link, put in my code 32icon and receive 10% off your order. So again, remember, clicking the link helps me, the 10% helps you, and of course we're thankful that Better Holsters is issuing the 10% so that we all benefit. All right, so listen, check them out. Check out their holsters, check out their t-shirts. They have belts, mag gear, and more. All right, so you want to start your own YouTube channel, huh? All right, I got some advice for you. I got some tips for you. There ain't no particular order, just because, you know, as I'm thinking of it, I'm writing it down. So whatever comes to me, it comes to me in that particular order. All right? All right, here we go. I don't even know if I'm going to number them. It's just the first bullet. If you start a YouTube channel, choose a topic that you love doing. Whether you're providing a service, entertainment, you're talking about firearms, or whatever topic or realm that you decide to go in, you need to love what you're doing. Okay? You gotta love it. If you're doing it for anything outside of love, I can't promise you, but I can almost guarantee that that will fizzle out. It's your love that's going to propel you to the next level. It's the love of what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're offering, what your suggestion, what you're giving to your subscribers is going to push you through the wall, because there will come a time where you will hit a wall, and I'll talk about that a little later. But whatever you choose to do, make sure you love it, that it is something that is a part of you, it is something that you believe in, it's something that gets you going. Usually that's a hobby, that's maybe you're connected to sports, maybe you're connected to the beauty industry, maybe it's something that you got into when you were younger and you're fascinated by it. Whatever it is, you gotta love it. You have to love it, all right? Number two, if it's number two, but I'll just say the next one. If you're going into this whole platform with the idea and the sole idea that it's just to make money, you need to kill that notion right now. You cannot think about it as a hustle to make money, okay? Because there will be walls, there will be hurdles, there will be situations where you're not going to see any money, okay? It's just not going to happen. I was doing YouTube for, I don't even know, like over a year before I made a dime, okay? And I never went into wanted to create my channel to make money. So that never occurred to me. I just did it for the love of firearms. And I thought I would talk about more things like fishing and golfing and stuff like that. I never end up talking about it as much because firearms was just my thing. So if you're going into it, looking at it as a business opportunity or a way to make money, you need to kill that idea, because especially with all the YouTube terms and guidelines, the chances of you making money, like really flourishing, is probably not going to be in your favor. I was told, and this was just doing research before I got on, apparently before I got on YouTube, it was popping. People were making a living. People are still making a living off of YouTube, and they put out some great content. Don't get me wrong. And they deserve to definitely make money for the content that they give. Absolutely. But I heard before I got on, YouTube was popping. People's paychecks were really, really nice. But I got in during the time where YouTube was like, and especially being in anything that's like adult content or firearms related, you can forget about it. There are not going to be a lot of ads that are going to come through your channel, just because, I mean, even by me talking about this, my video right now could be demonetized, and it probably will be, but that's okay because I'm doing it to give you guys advice. So I don't mind that. Of course, you know, I would love for it not to be, but if it is, it is. But you have to be careful about what you say on YouTube, because any, you know, word that YouTube is not feeling at the moment, that algorithm picks it up, and before you know it, boop, your video is demonetized. And you can request a review and all that, and you'll get into that once you start your channel. But a lot of the times, the review doesn't come back favorable depending on who reviews it at YouTube. There are some people who are like-minded and will look at your video and say, okay, you know, this person didn't mean any harm or whatever. Okay, monetize. And then there are other people who will look at your video on the YouTube staff and say, I'm not feeling it. And boop, demonetize. And once they review it, there's no going back. Like, that's their final review. That's their final answer. That's it. So, long story short, in this particular case, kill the mindset of doing it for money, okay? Money will come. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But let that not be your foundation for starting a YouTube channel, okay? All right, next. You have to be persistent, okay? There will be times, like I said, you will be putting in all this work and all of a sudden your video is demonetized, or no one is watching it. Or YouTube's algorithm isn't picking it up. You have limited subscribers. You might be tired of editing. Work might get in the way. Life might get in the way. All right. You have to be persistent, and you have to persevere through that. You have to push yourself to say, okay, this is not working, so maybe I need to do this. Or recording at this time may not be the best time. Maybe I need to record at another time. Maybe I need to upload a video at this particular time, or maybe I need to talk about this and not about that. You have to be mindful of your audience. You don't want to offend people, but you want to be you. Like, prime example, I'm me on my channel, right? First of all, I don't want to offend anyone in general, right? That's not how I roll. That's not my personality. But there might be times that I may say something, or I may sing and it might offend people, or I might feel a certain way about a particular firearm that is unfavorable to most people, or maybe to a small percentage of people. So you don't always get it right, and you will have people who will subscribe to you, and then because you say something or you do something or you wear particular clothing, that they will unsubscribe to you. And that's cool. You know, maybe they're not for you, because everything is not for everybody, right? But you still have to be true to who you are, right? So I'm going to still be true to me. If you like me and you hang out with me and you watch me, great, wonderful. We can laugh, we can joke, we can educate one another. But I'm not going to change the core of who I am to please you. Never. And so if you're starting a YouTube channel, you need to also have that mentality that, hey, there are going to be some people who may not rock with me in the beginning. There might be some people who come on later on during the train ride. That's cool. That's great. But you have to stay true to you because you're doing it for you. It's your platform. It's your time. It's your commitment, right? It's your baby. So you have to please you, but at the same time, be mindful that you also have a support system. And, you know, you want to be cognizant of the things you say and how you feel, but you don't want to lose track of who you are. So there will be people who will say things to you. There will be people who will come in the comments and be disrespectful. Sometimes you may not have the best camera quality, you know, it could be any type of situation. You have to persevere through that. You have to be consistent as well, because your followers, once you start gaining followers or subscribers, they want to see you upload consistently, right? They want you to upload every day, but it's not possible, right? Because you have a life, but you have to be consistent with your uploads and persistent that no matter what barriers come, you're going to push through that, right? You're going to have to persevere. So that's another tip for you. All right. Okay. Some editing software. So when I started my channel, I would just post and I would try to, you know, edit here and there, but nothing serious, nothing like, you know, clipping clipping certain clips together. I would just record and post the video. I would advise you to find a free editing software that's easy breezy to use. I use Shotcut. Thank God it's free. And take some time on a weekend or whatever you're not working to YouTube some videos, some tutorials to help you so that when you record, you can streamline your videos to make it more appeasing to your audience. Now, you're going to have to learn a whole new skill set. You may or may not want to do that, but it also helps to bring better quality to your platform, right? Whether you're doing it for yourself or whether you're doing it for the subscribers, it just makes your quality better when you're releasing videos, okay? All right, next up. There are going to be times that whatever you're talking about, you're going to get it wrong, right? You just misspeak or you had some information that wasn't accurate. But I will advise you that any topic that you're discussing, do your research on it, okay? You don't want to get on camera and be ignorant about whatever it is that you're talking about. So do your research. Again, you might have a little bit of misinformation. You might be misdirected. You might misspeak. That sort of thing happens. But in the totality of your information that you're spewing out, you want to make sure that you are giving accurate information because people are watching you. People you may not know look up to you. People will take your word as bond. Right? So if you're spewing information that may or may not be incorrect, there's a little responsibility that you have on this platform to make sure that you're giving the right information to the masses, right? Whether it's 50 people that follow you or 50,000 or 5 million, right? You want to be responsible for the information that you're giving. Now, does it make you legally responsible? No. What I mean by that is that you just want to be true. You want to be authentic. You want to make sure that you are giving facts. And then if you're giving an opinion, make it known that, hey, this is my opinion, right? And if you have facts or whatever you're spewing, then if it's obvious facts, then it's obvious facts. But if it's facts that maybe most people won't know, you know, maybe put that in the description like, hey, here's the link to such and such, you know, that sort of thing. But also you might want to put a disclaimer on your channel that, hey, for me, this is entertainment purposes, right? So that's why I always say, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. This is what I believe. This is my opinion, but do your own research because I'm not responsible for anyone. I'm not responsible for you taking the information and doing what you will with it. All I'm saying is that, hey, here it is. Do your own research. And by the way, I'm not responsible for anything when it comes to you taking that information and doing what you will with it, okay? But mainly what I'm saying is just be responsible in the information that you give. Like, in that sense, just do the right thing, right? Don't deceive people, don't lie, don't play the deceptive game. Just be honest, right? And people will like you for your honesty. That's what I mean by that. All right, I know this video is pretty long, but I'm moving along. Next, when you're starting a YouTube channel, try to stay in your lane, okay? Listen, I started with firearms. Now, I might talk a little bit about, golf here or there when I'm talking to my subscribers, but for the most part, I stay in my lane. I don't talk about, assembling firearms and stuff like that. I don't talk, well, if I do, I'll say, hey, this is what I've done, but I don't really try to give that much advice because I'm limited when it comes to that realm of firearms, right? I don't have enough education on that, so I don't want to mislead anyone. But I try to stay in my lane, right? I do a little jokey joke here and there. I'll shoot some firearms. I'll go over some reviews and some products, but for the most part, I don't branch out into ballistics of a bullet. And, I'm not talking about, 6'5" Creedmoor and all that. I just stay in my lane, okay? And then eventually I'll branch out. Like, for the most part, I started talking about handguns. Then I started getting into rifles and things of that nature and educating myself. And then there are times that, you guys educate me in the comments, and that's cool. But if you're just starting out, do what you know, stay there, perfect it, and then branch accordingly, okay? Here is, I got about like 2 more, but here's one that is iffy for me because I follow some amazing YouTubers, and many of the YouTubers that I follow are outside of firearms. I would probably say a little bit more than 50%, maybe 60% are outside of the firearms world. And there are a few that, ask for money or give their Cash App information. I made a video about this before about the Patreon account, right? I won't make a Patreon account. And so my advice to you is that don't ask for money, right? We all need it. We're all going through. We all have some type of financial responsibility, right? There might be a few financial hurdles. I would suggest you not ask for money, but rather offer a good or service to retrieve money if you really think that your content or what you're providing warrants one. So, for instance, I'm not going to do a Patreon, but a lot of my subscribers have been asking for merch. I never thought that I would create this channel and put out merch, but I'm going to do like a little soft launch pretty soon here and see what the take it is and see if, people are asking for it, but are they going to buy it? And that is a way for me to still make money and how can I say it? It's a way for me to make money since I'm given a good and a service, right? If I do t-shirts, that's my good. My service is my channel, right? So I'm not asking you for anything, but I'm providing you something that in return, you may or may not want to purchase. Now, you might have some people who say, well, hey, I have 1 million subscribers. I got all this editing equipment. I do this and I do that. And I want to ask for a fee in return. Great, by all means. Listen, do what you need to do. You earned it. You have 1 million subscribers. You have 800,000 subscribers. Great. I'm just saying, for me, I feel weird doing that. Although people have said that they would donate, they will give. I just feel like if I provide something, then I feel like I've earned it, right? And not to say that people don't need help. Absolutely. I need help, right? But I just think that when you're providing something, then people are more likely to want to give their money for that service or for that product. Like, there was a example somebody gave me, and I'm sorry for this video being so long, but there was an example somebody gave me that, what did they say? They said that there was a guy on the side of the road, right? And his car was broken down. and he was standing in front of his car, waving, asking for help, right? And he was on a highway, but no one would stop. Everybody just kept passing by, passing by, passing by. And he's like, hey, I need help. My car is broken down, and, this is just a mess. No one stopped to help him. But as soon as he got in his car and he started pushing his car, like how you get on the driver's side and you open the door and you push and you push. So he put his car in neutral and he's pushing his car in the emergency lane. All of a sudden, you have one or two cars pull over and get out of their car and help him push his car. And what he found was that when you're asking for something, most people don't want to help you out, right? Because they just think that you're begging, right? We've come to a point where a lot of people actually do need help, but there are a lot of people who take advantage and don't need help but beg anyway. So we've come to this place where our mentality is that, no, I'm not going to help you. However, when they saw him helping himself, it signals something in their brain like, hey, I don't mind somebody who's helping themselves. I don't mind getting out of my car and helping him push his car because I know that he's putting in the work. So I'm going to help him too. So I say that and I give that example because if you're just asking for money, there might be a couple of people who may give it to you. Majority probably will not. But if you are offering good content, if you are honest about what you're doing, if you are genuine about what you're doing, if you are putting some type of quality and commitment into your channel, people are going to want to pay for that. People are going to want to support you, right? Because they see that you are giving them something, that you are invested. And so I say that, all of that to say, don't ask for money. Instead, provide a service so that it is justified and people will want to open up their wallets to you, okay? Even if it means it's a service or it's a good, people will want to do it because they believe in you, all right? Okay, so I'm at the end. This video is like over 20 minutes. Probably by the time I edit it, it'll be 20 minutes. Last thing, people always say, Liv, I don't know how to get started. How do I get started? What should I do first? Turn on your camera and record. Just record. Turn it on. Find out what you want to talk about. Find out what avenue you want to go down. You may not even directly know what avenue you want to go down. For instance, when I turned on the camera, I thought I was going to be talking about golf, motorcycles, poker, firearms, all this, all that, right? I knew about 5 things I wanted to talk about. I landed right in firearms just by turning on the camera and reviewing, right? So turn it on, just do it, right? The more that you say, I don't know what I should do, I don't know when I should start, I don't have the right camera equipment, I don't have the right setting, right? I don't have all this technology. You don't need it. All you need is a cell phone and the willingness to record. Because when I first started, if you look back at my early videos, my camera was shaking. It was shaking. Like, I had good information, but people would say, Liv, your camera's shaking. Like, come on, like we want to hear it, but it's good information, but come on, it's shaking. But they would still tune in. It didn't matter that my camera was shaking. It would still tune in. I had the camera propped up on my laptop. So every time I would hit the table with my hands or, scoot up or something, it would shake the laptop, which would shake the camera, and I couldn't figure out what happened. Anyway, I was like, you know what, let me just buy a tripod. And since then, my camera has been still. And guess what? People still tune in. All right. So again, I hope this helps you. I hope this blesses you. I don't have all the answers. I just know what I know, right? I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping that if you choose something you love, kill the mindset of making money, be consistent and persevere, get some editing skills down, do the research on your topic, stay in your lane at first, then branch out. Don't ask for money, but provide a service or good that people will want and you just turn on your camera and record, I think you would be as successful as you want to be. All right. So listen, I hope this blesses you. I hope you guys are doing well, treating one another with kindness, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Peace.